Bazaar Girls in Port Townsend, and we're interviewing Kerri, one of the owners of the shop. And I just want to give you, before we get started, a brief view of what we get to see from Bazaar Girls' back patio. What prompted you to open your store?
Ooh, there was a small store in town that was kind of struggling and had limited hours and limited inventory, and two girlfriends and myself decided we would be foolish enough to try to save it.
Oh, so I didn't realize that. You guys didn't open from scratch.
No,
you saved the shop. Yeah.
And I was always a knitter. I had worked there for yarn, and the opportunity arose, and we thought we could make it happen.
Did it? Well, and you have, because you're still here how many years later?
This November will be our 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
And we're at a much different and bigger location than that little shop that we took over.
Yeah. How has the pandemic impacted your business, and what have you done as a result?
Well, the first 3 months we were closed, so that was a little dicey. But we had the last event in America. I think we had our big retreat.
Here for that.
Yes,
I was here for that.
We had our big retreat the day before almost it ended. Quarantine started, so we were really fortunate that we, had kind of made the next 3 months' rent already.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We were really fortunate, and so we got busy getting classes up online and getting as much of our inventory up online as we could. We did a Knit Together Separately Facebook page right away, and we learned how supportive our community is and how much we depend on each other in those types of situations. I mean, not that we've ever had this type of situation before, but
not in our lifetimes.
It certainly wasn't enough to break us.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah. All right. What can we get from you that we can't get anywhere else?
There may be a little bit of it out there left in the world, but we took over this company a few years ago and bought all the remaining inventory. It's a really unique unbrushed mohair in a huge variety of amazing colors. There's a couple different blends. Some of it is blended with silk. We work with a woman that lives in Australia that moved there from Portland to raise these mohair goats.
Oh wow!
And her palette is just amazing too. And it really is nowhere else.
So it's still produced. She's still producing it in Australia.
There's actually still a pretty big supply of undyed. So we have the remaining of that, and then we also have the amazing palette that she came up with.
Oh wow!
And we have rented storage space, so we have enough to really create a collection and to really work with, but it at the same time is a limited supply.
Yeah.
But we have this whole supply of undyed to work with after that.
So someday a dyer will.
Well,
or you've got someone.
Kerri at Dorset Creek has already dyed some for us.
Oh, sweet.
And it's so interesting how the yarn in somebody else's hands completely changes.
Yeah, it does.
And those two are probably two of my all-time favorite dyers. And the way mohair takes dye is probably also one of my favorite things.
It's
that
very
happen
strange.
I've been doing a little dyeing.
I've been doing a little dyeing with it myself. It's difficult because it's not.
And I don't do it. I just admire it.
It's not expected, so you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. So that's
some manipulation there.
Yes.
What is your favorite fiber?
So my favorite fiber these days, of course, I'm a little fickle, is whenever and wherever we can find American wool, and when it's at a great price point from an American mill, that's even better. Myself and a lot of our regular customers are really at the point in their knitting where they're getting into sweaters. So I've moved away a little bit from the one skein of fabulous multicolored stripy stuff to
the fingering weight joys.
yeah. I mean, we still obviously have that section and love that section, but my baby right now and my favorite right now is just good old fashioned
Lots
affordable
and lots
sweater
of
yarn.
it to make a sweater.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you have the perfect weather for that here.
We do. I mean, we do live in a climate where you can grab a hat and scarf and or sweater for 4th of July. I mean, it happens.
Yeah. All right. What things always fly off the shelf?
Right now, back to that sweater yarn. It's not an American wool, but we do love it. The Donegal. People have just really enjoyed it for sweater making, and we featured it when the Ready Set Raglans came out, and it's been, people have really liked it. A lot of people made weekenders out of it, Angela Mowry's pattern, and it's just a affordable, soft, durable sweater yarn.
Sweater yarn. Okay. I know. And we'll walk around and look at some of the samples that are in there, out of it, and other sweaters. What's your favorite book, or what are you reading right now too?
I'm gonna go with what am I reading right now because it's too hard to pick a favorite. I'm reading Claire Park's Vanishing Fleece and really enjoying it, and really enjoying learning so much about this mill, which is the Pennsylvania Kramer mill. And I'm listening to News of the World. I like to listen to my current binge is Modern Family. I've never watched it from beginning to end, and it's really lighthearted, and it's perfect. End of the day, knitting.
Your knitting I didn't even think about a question like that. Knitting programming. We all do that,
and
don't
there's
we?
like 11 seasons of it, and I'm on season 6, so I'm in a really happy place right now.
Yeah. We're in a bad spot with our knitting viewing, aren't we, David?
Oh, you need to find something.
We do mysteries. We watch mysteries in the evening, and we've gone through.
Have you done The Bodyguard?
No, we didn't watch that one yet.
It's phenomenal.
Is it edge of your seat though?
A little bit, but not too much, because I don't
bad.
like edge of your seat, and I don't like violence. I like Modern Family. I like to be happy at the end of the day with my soft knitting in my lap.
Yes.
But
yeah, The Bridge
Bodyguard
was
is
not
good.
that. We watched the Swedish version of The Bridge. So
Okay.
subtitles, knitting, and TV. It's a very interesting combo, but I've managed to do it.
I haven't met someone yet that hasn't done The Bodyguard. Everyone, it's
we'll
really
have to watch
good.
it.
It's
We'll have to
really
watch
good.
it. All right, what's your favorite gadget?
Right now, the knit blockers. I grabbed one that wasn't open, which was stupid because you can't see it. But they're the little teeth that you can block out your shawl and stuff with. You have to
Can you hear
have
any of that?
little feet upstairs.
Should we go inside?
Fine, carry on.
Okay.
This happens sometimes.
We have a child right above us walking on the deck.
Yes, our patio isn't exclusively private.
Mm-hmm.
Who's providing tapping noises.
Yes.
All right, talk about the patterns your store is featuring for the slow crawl.
Okay, well, at the beginning of the pandemic, I started playing with this little arrow. I walked a couple caminos in Spain, and there's something very meditative about just getting up and walking every day, just like there's something very meditative about knitting. And the whole time you're walking, you're following these yellow arrows.
Oh.
So that's what this is. This is my,
Camino.
you know, in the beginning when I thought it was the end of the world and Main Street was ruined forever, I was putting one foot in front of the other, and that's what the name of this little pattern is.
That's nice.
And that's what it's called, one foot in front of the other. And we did it out of wool stock, mostly because I actually have a fingering version of it too, which I don't have with me. But we wanted something a little quick and easier for people with these patterns. They kind of like to do just a fun, quick, easy thing. So I wanted it to be worsted, and we liked the wool stock because they have the small skeins in lots of colors. So it's fun for color work and small skeins.
Oh,
but you
nice.
can also do it in the studio doll.
Well, I was thinking about that,
Yes,
and
you
the
totally
Darnie even for the
Darnie,
fingering
yeah.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Even
I
though
should
it
make
doesn't
it.
feel like
I should
it's too
make a
heavy.
fingering version. The fingering version is a little floppier, and you know it's a 5-stitch pattern repeat, so it's pretty easy to.
Morph.
Yeah, somebody could take a look at this and just pretty easily pick it apart. Also, you get a pattern, so you don't even need to pick it apart. But you could make it 5 or 10 stitches bigger, 5 or 10 stitches smaller.
Or take it to fingering and make it for
Or
a
take
child.
it. Yep. Yep.
The old.
Yeah.
The old change your yarn technique for sizing.
Exactly. Just one foot in front of the other. For
That's
me,
cute.
I did a cowl out of the stitch pattern too. It's actually out of a Mary Jane Mucklestone. The pattern stitch is out of one of her collections.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but the hat, I made it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then crochet cowl as well?
Crochet cowl was designed by Dana, one of our partners. There's 3 of us here at Bazaar Girls. And it was the same kind of thing. I mean, we were working on these right at the beginning of the pandemic. And it was just kind of, I
Gratuitous.
want something with a little flow and mild and
Rhythmic.
And yeah, she came up with a cute little pattern stitch and she twisted it. This is a Zauber ball from Skasal, which is a Seattle company that imports a lot of German yarns. So yeah, I did my little spiel about American wools and then featured 2 non-American wools. But
So,
there's
well,
lots
but, you know,
inside.
part of when you can't travel right now easily, we can travel
right,
with our yarns.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have done some of that while knitting
Oh yeah.
during the pandemic.
Yeah, with traditions as well as with the fibers and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
It's really fun.
All right, well, we're going to take a little tour through the store and have a look around. And it's too bad the eagles are gone. I've waited all weekend to get a picture of. There are 3 bald eagles that are
Yeah.
hanging out on this.
The structure you saw
Structure.
earlier is the old ferry dock, and
I was
now
wondering
I
if it
call
was.
it my own personal bird perch. The last couple days
You can
it's had
turn it, Dana.
eagles, but it usually has kingfishers and cormorants and
Oh, so the
herons.
eagles are
and
chasing
the
off.
eagles have chased everyone else off. I like them, but I like it when they go too, because then everybody else gets to come back.
Hangs out. So did the cars used to just drive down here?
Yeah, the cars used to drive down here. This location has been a series of bars and restaurants, but the owners didn't want a bar and a restaurant anymore.
It's all right.
So now we have a yarn shop with a fabulous deck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's better. I don't know that I'd want cars sitting in a line here
Oh
running
no,
their
it's
exhaust.
much better. It's much better. Yeah, it's much better. And this is public space. This is all this area behind us is public space. So we have kids eating ice cream cones and doing chalk art, and
Oh, that's cute.
it's just really nice.
Cool. That's very
I
nice.
really appreciate being at the center of what I think is Port Townsend's best little patch of public
Yeah.
space.
Yeah,
And
that's
an ice
nice.
cream shop
Yeah.
right next door.
Yes, well, and coffee for me.
And
'cause
coffee, yes.
That's my favorite coffee. Is just FYI, my favorite coffee. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Is in the ice cream shop. You just have to wait till 10.
Yes, yes.
All right, we're gonna take a tour of the store.
This is my desk basically, and there is actually some effort to keep it clean and organized, but it doesn't happen. It's the heart and soul of the shop, and we haven't had a lot of classes or gatherings around it this past year, but when we do, that's the only.
This
time
is
it
where
gets
the
really
gals
off.
come in and
Yeah.
hang out, and you've since I've been here this weekend, you've had 2 individuals
Yeah.
come in and hang out for a little while and chat and get help.
It's
And
been really nice. People have started doing that slower. We're really fortunate that we're in we're in an older community. We're one of the oldest counties in Washington. We are the oldest county in Washington. And so most of our population is vaccinated and has been for a while.
Yeah,
and
that's
our
nice.
whole staff is too. Our whole staff is vaccinated.
Awesome. All right, should we start with yarn and work our way around to notions?
Yeah, this is a fun new one that you might not see a lot of places either. I can't go so far as to say this is the only place you'll see it, but this is new from Jean DeCoster at Elemental Affects. This is one of those great American wools, American mills, American dyer. There's several small businesses tied up into the production of this yarn. It's a wool. It's really nice. It's a great.
I'm a sucker.
summer weight,
I'm a
yeah.
sucker for this kind of yarn.
Yeah, it's a linen. It's just got a really nice drape, really nice hand. Linen wool silk blend.
Yeah, anything with linen in it, I usually.
And bud T-shirt that she designed for the yarn specifically. It is called Anna Lee, and it's available on Ravelry. This is not great light here, but it's sonical.
All right, we'll go over there and this. We'll get some close.
This is Sock World.
Hang on. Let me catch up with you. Oh, this is your sock weight land?
This is usually where we do have more kind of
More of this
circly-
beautiful, though.
Yeah,
You
more
have
content.
so much of the mohair. It's so beautiful.
This is the silk blend. This is 80% unbrushed mohair, 20% silk.
Oh, and then this
is the 100% mohair.
Oh, so there's a
Yeah.
difference.
There's a difference. Oddly enough, the 100% mohair doesn't have quite the sheen.
Well, silk is shiny, so. But it's still shiny.
No, I'm sorry.
The
silk
other
doesn't-
way.
Yeah, the other way. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to go home.
Yeah.
I have some that I bought
fun.
that I haven't used yet, and I can't tell you what I have.
There's I've had
I know, yeah, let's look at this.
fantasy Of doing a bird shawl series out of this yarn, but I haven't got to the point of designing it.
Is this,
That's the...
you do segments?
Yeah, that's the Aranami shawl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Out of the mohair.
out of the mohair.
Yes. Sock Central. We didn't look at that before. Sock.
Yeah, Sock Central.
So Jorstead Creek.
Yeah,
More
it's
Donegal.
It's actually a little low right now. It's
It does look, yeah.
Yeah, it's but it'll be.
A little indie dyer. What is this one?
That is.
Fleur de Stitch. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's squishy
she's
stuff.
out of New Orleans. She used to live in Oak Harbor. Was a military girlfriend and
Oh.
went back home to New Orleans. But very talented knitter and a cool dyer. We'll have more of her stuff in.
And Donegal.
Ba.
Oh, and La Jolla.
We're loving
Oh, Ba.
too, but I've got a big order coming.
Of Ba.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Of La Jolla.
Oh, and then I've been looking at this all weekend as well.
That's a indie dyer.
Fox Play.
From the West End. West End of the peninsula. She's got some really pretty stuff.
Yeah. Lots of semi-solids, which is good for lacy things.
And this is the wall. What we call the wall. Little Spud and Chloe. This is kind of the kids section. I haven't done my morning walkthrough. This is a cotton wool blend that's really nice.
Sistari.
For kids' clothes. Sistari, another old American mill. Actually, that's not true. He started this company, so it's not an old American mill. It's an American mill, but it's a first generation.
But these days, usually, you don't start a mill with new equipment. You get equipment
and
from the
that's
old
probably-
mill,
that's
so it
probably
is a
true.
continue.
That's probably-
Technically, it is an old mill. It's just in a new building.
This is an acrylic wool blend. We really like to keep things accessible and affordable.
Well, and you're out here. You don't have the big box craft,
We
big
don't.
box yarn stores
And I
to
love this yarn. It's
to
great.
provide.
Great for kids' clothes. Great for baby blankets. You know, you don't want to make a $100 baby blanket. This is your
It's
yarn.
good for that.
Yeah, it's
Oh
great.
yeah, that's a
And
nice
and
affordable
it's
price
a
too.
wonderful. It's a
Oh, it's
wonderful
Kramer.
company. It's Kramer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the mills featured in Claire Park's book.
Hmm.
Ba again looking very sad because a big order is on its way. Back to Sasari, Cotton DK, Little Ba Sequoia, that's this, and a Little Ba Alpaca and wool. There's more of this coming. Cotton and linen, alpaca. This is Dorset Creek, one of our favorite local dyers. This is one that you may see here and there. We have a lot of her yarns.
I see her on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of her yarn. She's just one of our favorites. She's in Olympia, so you can actually go to her store
Oh, okay.
on the tour. But if you don't make it to her store and you want to see a lot of her yarns, we have a lot of them. Elemental Affects again. This is Jean DeCoster.
Is this the Cormo?
Cormo, Fingering, Sport, and Worsted. I've got a huge shipment of this coming in too, so we'll have plenty of that. And for a limited time, we're going to be helping her turn over her stock while she kind of redesigns Cormo a little bit. And so this is
Half
usually a
price.
$32
Almost
skein,
half price.
almost half price for a limited time. And there's going to be a huge selection. We've pretty much took over her stock.
Wow.
One of my favorite things about this business has been the relationships we've worked out. I mean, including Tina holding the camera there. We're all in this
Together.
together. I mean, I really feel that in this business more than most, I think.
Yeah.
And we all love to knit. I mean, you can't be a yarn rep or a distributor or any of that thing if you
No.
if you don't love to knit. You don't open a store like this unless you love it.
Yes.
So.
No, definitely not.
More Dorset Creek. This is a chunky superwash that we just brought in. This little cube is almost gone, but this is one of my favorite things and one of the things we do. It's a wool silk blend. The Shetland is raised out on the Olympic Peninsula. This older lady, she ships her fleeces back east somewhere, I think. She works with a mill that she really likes, and I can't blame her. I love the yarn that comes from it. This is all that's left.
And they blend it with silk, huh?
Yeah, and we buy everything she has, and we sell it all, and this is it.
And you have to wait a year.
And you have to wait a year. There's a gorgeous purple sweater.
Yeah, there is a purple sweater there for somebody.
Yeah. Naturally Nazareth, which is the one that I showed you out on the porch. This is American wool from the Kramer Mill again. $9.95 a skein. This kind of.
Oh, wow. Worsted weight or Aran?
Worsted weight.
Worsted.
Worsted weight.
It's got good fluff.
It does. It's a great sweater yarn. I just finished a weekender out of that.
Now that I've had to answer that question for you, I would identify that as woolen spun because of the puff.
Yeah.
That's your clue, the puff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, now is this? You were talking about. Is that what your hat's made out of?
No. This is what my hat's made out of.
This is the hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So lots of color choices and stuff.
So then these are these 50-gram skeins or?
Yeah, they're lots
They're 50-gram skeins.
Yeah.
They've got nice fluff too.
Yeah, they do. They're even more airy, I think, than the naturally Nazareth.
Yeah.
Shetland, again, traditional color work. Wonderful for that. This is from Jean Coster again, another one of her yarns.
Elemental effects, yeah. What does her color range come to? Holy mackerel.
Isn't it nice?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take you on a little tour because that's part of it right there. Yellows, reds to oranges to earth tones.
Yeah.
Purple, blue.
Yep, and this is all available on our website, her whole
wow.
collection. Connie is a Danish yarn, and I find that it blends really well with the elementals. So if you're doing a sweater and you want
to do a gradient
big
kind of thing,
solid or gradient, and then add some, they work really well together. Buttons.
Buttons and fancy stitch markers.
And fancy stitch markers, embroidery floss, whole line of DMC. We really like that.
There is an embroidery crew here, clearly.
Yeah, it brings a whole different population in, which we really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Also some pearl.
Loneliness fits like a glove, but when it's cold, I wear you like a scarf, and you will keep me warm. So we should drift into the snow, and I'd write words, and you would only laugh, 'cause that is when you are at your best. So let us look back at the map that was drawn the first night that we kissed by someone else, and you might call him Lord, and he will be whatever you want him to be. So I'll arrest my jealous heart and lock him up and never let him free to trouble you again. And we'll keep picking at the holes until they're filled with pieces of our love, and we'll forget what's on the other side. So let the compliments begin, and pass the truth from your lips onto mine, 'cause all I know is how gracefully divine our love is, and it will all I don't.
All right, and we should talk about the claim to fame. This building, right? This used to be a bar.
Used to be a bar, yeah. One of the scenes of An Officer and a Gentleman was shot here.
But it would be the fight scene.
A fight scene, yes. A fight scene.
All right.
Try to let each other be whatever we think we should be. Well, I don't know who made me or the secrets that they told, but if you let me steal your heart, then I will let you steal my soul.